know if I mentioned this last week or the week before, but starting a new series. Can you call it a series? Um, I'm just calling it Office Hours. I don't know what else to call it. Where I'm just available to check in with people, talk about stuff. You want to talk about camera stuff? You want to talk about productivity stuff? You want to talk about editing stuff? You got questions? I will answer them to the best of my abilities. I mean, I guess I've been a working pro for a decade now. I know some things. And then we'll make it work. And hopefully, the end goal of all this is to get enough people watching and subscribing that they'll watch my other videos and they'll subscribe, and then I'll be able to monetize my YouTube channel, and then I'll be able to quit working, and then I'll totally lose all touch with reality and be like your favorite creator who doesn't actually make stuff anymore, just has a YouTube channel, which I guess is still making stuff, but I always wonder how much those people are actually doing. Like, they're filming it a lot of the time. A lot of them are self-filming, but like, how many of them are editing too? Like, that's what I really want to know. Is because the first thing I would do would probably be to hire an editor, mostly because I don't enjoy all of the aspects of that. I don't feel like I'm very good at it. And so that was one of the reasons I started this channel, was to get better at actually editing, forcing myself to learn new tips and tricks so that way I could teach them to people. But I also know some stuff, I guess, and people say I'm an okay editor. Someone told me I was a fast editor recently with photos. And I was like, with photos, yeah, I'm a fast editor because I shoot a lot. And my computer, even though my computer's like 8 years old, it's still a champ and chugging along. And that's the biggest thing I want to replace this year, is to get a new editing computer, because this guy is struggle bussing a little bit, especially like if I'm rendering or uploading, or rendering and uploading. Like, I can't do both at once for some reason. But this computer is put in its time, and it's about due for replacement. But I'm working on some photos. If you're working on something, that's cool. Hang out, join along. Also, I don't know if I could do this. Let me turn that down, bring this up. There's a guy, he has a YouTube channel. I want to say it's called like Alpha Gaming or something like that. And he apparently was a musician first, but then, Harris Heller, is that right? Is that his name? Stream Beats by Harris Heller. I think that's right, because he released a thing called Stream Beats, which is just like music you can play for free. Like, there's nothing on his list of Stream Beats originals, and there's a picture of the guy. That looks like him. Okay. Who is Harris Heller? I don't think that's his actual name. Let's do some Googling. I thought that was the guy who like edits stuff. Oh no, that's actually his name. Cool. Yeah, he seems like a chill dude. He has a pretty good channel. Who is Dean Heller? He's the son of Dean Heller, Secretary of State of Nevada. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is his thing. Stream Beats by Harris Heller. So you can put this music on. This is Christmas. We don't want Christmas music. And we're gonna find out if it's any good, because I never listened to any of it, and we'll put it on in the background. There's an instrumental version. Let's see here. There it goes. And that's supposed to just add a little bit of flavor to your stream, I guess. Oh, it's real metally. Hello. It's not bad. All right, so today I'm working on some photos for an insurance company. They built a new building, and they put a big old beam in the atrium of their current headquarters that they rent. They're going to move to a headquarters that they're gonna own, and yeah, so this beam is the last beam that's going in, so all the employees went and signed it, and I took pictures of it, and it was a job. I mean, I don't know. They're not all super exciting. Sometimes it's just grunt work like that. And then I'm gonna edit those photos. And I've got 100 of those, and then I have a second day of that, which was just the VIPs, and there's 733 of those, which I don't think I'll get through on this stream. I think I'll get tired of talking to nobody. But if people come hang out, ask questions, we'll chat with them, and hopefully we can solve some problems or make some new ones. I don't know. But this is some good. This music's actually, I'm surprised. I was like, okay, when this guy talked about doing this, I was like, I don't think it's going to be very good, but I'm pleasantly surprised with, because I like metal. But this is like the kind of like fun metal that like anybody can get into, you know? Because the stuff I listen to is like super heavy. And it turns a lot of people off. They're like, this isn't music. And I'm like, but it's anger and I like it. Shut up, go away. So yeah, if you want some recommendations for some heavy stuff, got you covered. Because sometimes we'll play the music like before hockey in the locker room, and everyone on the team is like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, pumps you up! It's a song about being angry. And they're like, this isn't music, this is just noise. I'm like, yeah, it's great, right? And they're like, no, stop. Get some help. And I'm like, no, I don't need help, I have metal. I probably do need help. That's one of my goals this year, was to like find a therapist. Because I could probably use one. But it's just like, that process is a little daunting. I don't understand a lot about therapy. I need to go do it. I know that much. Had some trauma in my life, I guess. But, yeah, and I have something, I think with this type of a career, it's very easy to get imposter syndrome, and that never goes away, because I'm on year 12. I'm in year 12 of doing this, doing camera stuff for a living, like only camera stuff, kind of mostly. And yeah, that imposter syndrome just does not go away. So. It sounds like there's a car alarm going off, but I can't tell if it's the song. Oh, there's a car alarm going off too. It was like timing perfectly with the music. I don't know if you could hear it. Somebody recently moved into my apartment complex, and the car alarms, their car alarm just goes off. It's like every day. It's like, how is your car alarm going off that much? Like, what are you doing wrong with your car? Go get that fixed, please. Like, this is a really quiet apartment complex, Kyle. And you're just ruining our vibe. It's throwing off the feng shui. The audio feng shui. I don't know. Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah. So this week, up ahead, once I get these photos done, well, I'm still gonna be, these photos are gonna be sitting on my computer for a while, because this is gonna take a while to get through all of them. Because there's like 5,000 to do right now, so that's fun. But this week I have some jobs this week. I don't know what 2 of them are, which is always great. And you're like, what am I doing this week? You're like, I don't know, but it's on Wednesday. But Monday, I'm doing a political thing with a guy running for district attorney or county attorney or something. He's a lawyer guy. And that's going to be a not super fun one, because we're talking about a victim in a case that wasn't handled well. And then just the standard sort of like, I'm blah, 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 and I'm running for blah, 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 and like, not acceptable. This is not acceptable under this guy's watch. I don't know who he's running against. But I wish him luck. I follow him on Twitter. I followed him on Twitter before I found out about this, and then I got the job, and I was like, hey, serendipity. Seems like a nice guy so far, based on our phone calls. Although, the thing that always is weird to me about politicals is, so I'm in Nebraska. Almost all of the political ads are run through like political consultants, which I get, but all the political consultants are like from out of state, and they don't seem like they're anything other than just generic marketing companies that are highly specific for politicians. And I'm like, I feel like you could hire a local marketing company and probably get better results like across the board. Like it would cost less. I feel like you're paying extra for like a political consultant, and it's like they have experience running these political campaigns, but like I feel like you're getting overcharged for like, it's weird. I mean, it's like, oh, you're getting overcharged for expertise in like a specific field, which I'm like, oh yeah, that's like kind of how camera stuff works. But I don't feel like the politician game is any different than any other kind of advertising. I feel like you would be more benefited from having the local help, having, not me, obviously, because I'm connected to 6 degrees of separation with a lot of important people, but I can't make a phone call and make any fucking thing happen. But there are almost all the big marketing companies in town. Those people have a lot of money, and they have friends that have a lot of money, and so I feel like if you hired, anyone in town in Omaha or Lincoln to run your political campaign, you already have like some local muscle behind you, and you have some social proof. People that can make phone calls and be like, oh, you need to be connected to this person for fundraising. And I don't feel like the outside political people are gonna do that. So it's kind of my hot take on that. Because I think because half the time the consultants just hire the local marketing company to do the production anyway. So it's like, why? And the political person, when those people come in, they tend to, I'm not gonna say they don't seem to know what they want, but I feel like we get like a lot of notes on set that aren't, not that they're not helpful, they're just like, they seem like we'll have something going into it, and then we'll get their day of, and like stuff will change, and it seems like, I don't know if that's how the political consultants make their money, by just be like, well, research says this now, and they just continually do research, which tells them different things, which makes it seem like they're doing their job, versus someone who's just like, I know Nebraska, I know this is what people want to hear, and this is what you should do. Like, to me, it comes across wishy-washy, and I feel like maybe it feeds into their clients already, like, should I do X or Y or Z, and like they don't know which kind of lane to stay in. I feel like a local marketing firm would do a better job of that. But what do I know? I'm just a fucking camera operator. So anyway, what else is happening? I'm going to a homeless shelter. I know that much. Sienna Francis house. We're making a video for them, and I'm running audio for that, so that'll be fun, easy, probably just some interview stuff, and probably be real fast run and gun. Every time I go to the Sienna Francis house, it's very run and gun, which is fine, because I'm not any sort of crazy audio specialist. Like, I could do some stuff, I could do your basic stuff, which is enough for some people. It's like, there are definitely, I made a joke recently that I was like the 8th or 9th best sound guy in Omaha, and I was really hoping someone would be like, how many sound guys are in Omaha anyway? And I'd be like 8 or 9 probably. But if you just need one microphone, I've got your microphone. I could be that guy for you. I've thought about like investing more in sound equipment, but it's just not something that super sparks joy with me. It's kind of like editing, where like I might be adequate at it, but it's not something I find a lot of joy in, and it's not something that I really want to do that much. And also I feel like quickly audio is kind of becoming a thing that gets cut from the budget as people are trying to make stuff cheaper and faster on this low budget stuff that's just ever gonna live on the web. Like, people one-man band it, and it's like, it's fine, it's good, it's adequate, it's what it needs to be. It's something that is going to be shown for a week or a month, and then that's it, it'll be forgotten about, and it's like, even when it is shown, it's a bit of a distraction and unwelcomed to a degree. Sometimes it's hard to like get that thought process out of your head of like, you want to make good work, but ultimately what you're making is like unwelcome. You know what I mean? It's just, You're like, okay, I'm making a commercial. I want the commercial to be good. I want the client to be happy. I want my producers to be happy. But sometimes it's hard to like go the extra mile when you're like, this is for a 30-second commercial, and we're spending hours on this one shot that might get fucking cut. And I mean, I guess that's how Hollywood is too, or whatever, Hollywood, the big fucking thing out there. But at least when you're making movies, you're like, this, you know, there's movies that change lives. You know, think about the Star Wars movies. How many people got into filmmaking because they loved Star Wars? Like, I got into watching movies because of Star Wars. I didn't get into making movies because of Star Wars. I got into making movies because of Clerks from Kevin Smith. Because watching Clerks, like, it was like highly relevant to my life at the time because I was working at an ice rink as the snack bar dude / Zamboni driver, and so it was kind of just like, you know, you want bigger things for your life and you're kind of stuck in this place with shitty customers. So obviously that's super relevant. But then also it reminded me of like when I was a teenager and I went and saw my friend's band played, and it was just punk music, and it was like, these guys aren't very good at their instruments, like I could do that too. And so I think seeing that it was accessible, and then hearing Kevin Smith talk about how the film got made, how he just kind of asked his parents for some money and financed the rest on credit cards, shot the thing at the place where he worked. He just begged his boss, like, hey, can I shoot this after we close? Like a movie that I want to do. He went to film school, so it's not like he was just some random jack off. But he worked there, and he was just like, can we make a movie here after we close? And the boss was like, I don't fucking care. Just like, don't hurt yourself or anybody, and don't steal anything. Like, great. And that's what it is. And the movie Clerks got made for like $30,000, which in today's dollars is probably more. It's probably more like $50,000. But like, that is not a number that is hard to come by. Like, almost anybody could probably figure out a way to get $50,000 with a credit to make a film, or could, you know, finance it in chunks with just like a day job and living at home with your parents, which is what Kevin Smith did. So, you know, it's like you rent the camera package for a couple $1,000s, then you do the lights for a couple $1,000s, and then you do the production, and then you edit it yourself, and you pay the people nothing, because like I feel like a lot of those people were just his friends. Like, I don't think he paid them much, if anything. Like, Dante and Randall probably got paid, but like all the people that just kind of come into the store, I doubt any of them got paid, because I know like Jay was like his friend, and who else? Rick Darris was his friend. Caitlin probably got paid. But yeah, I feel like most of the people that appear in that movie did it for free, or were already working on the movie in some capacity, and then maybe they got paid as, you know, production assistants or something. So, but yeah, you know, like the idea of making a feature, you know, it felt achievable, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into that. And then the other thing I saw that really did it for me was similar vein is a TV show called The Neistat Brothers, which you might know Casey Neistat. He had his YouTube channel. This predates his YouTube channel, and it was very much like his early YouTube channel before he did a vlog. And it was just kind of these like short, weird interstitial films that they shot on pocket cameras. And I was like just getting into photography, and I was like, I've got a fucking pocket camera, like I could do this. And so I started making weird, dumb shit. And then I got involved making some music videos, and that kind of ended up with people being like, oh, you know how to work a camera, like this business needs help. And I was like, okay. And then I got into, you know, networked, and then your friends need help with their stuff, and then it just kind of spreads from there. And that's just been, you know, I think I did photography for 2 years before I really got into video stuff, and then I've been doing camera stuff for 12 years now. It's pretty cool, pretty chill life. So yeah, looks like no viewers, so this is always fun. I always wondered how, like, I've never gotten into streaming. I mean, I've done live streams for like when something of Worth was being live streamed. And then I've been working for the last like 10 years at a church, live streaming stuff, like the services. But that's like stuff people want to watch. Whereas like this is just like no one knows I'm doing this. Like I didn't announce this or advertise this anywhere. So it's just gonna be a thing where I sit. I think I'm gonna try to do it every week on Sundays. Seems like a good time to do it, and maybe Mondays sometimes. I'm gonna try just once a week, and then see. If we get people come in, we can help them with their problems, and if nothing else, gain up some watch time for my YouTube channel. Because you need 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, which is it's a tall tale. Especially since I haven't really been making videos for this channel like at all. So, want to get it started. Want to try something. And just kind of provide value to people, because I feel like if you're starting a YouTube channel, like your end goal has to be to like provide value to your viewers, like however you want to define value. And there's so many different ways to define value. Is like you could have entertainment value. It could be comedy. It could be drama. It could be whatever, that kind of thing. That artistic entertainment value. It could have educational value, which is kind of where this is, kind of in between those two. I feel like I don't know how to quantify it, but like artistic, beautiful value, beauty value. I mean, you think about like on Reddit, you have like earth porn or any of those where you just like, it's just photos of like great places, and then at the same time you have the Instagram posts where you just have the girls that post the thirst traps, the guys that post the muscle pics. That I feel like that's a different type of value, but it's still valid. People want that content and it does something for them. It's value. So you have beauty, bohemian, beauty, truth, and love. What is love? I don't know. Is that education? Sure. Is it freedom, beauty, truth, and love? That's the Moulin Rouge thing. So freedom, I guess, would be education. Beauty is beauty. Truth, I guess truth would also be education. And then love, I don't know what something else. That's the entertainment value. Sure. We'll go with that. It's a good definition, I suppose. Good as any that I've come up with so far, because that's something I've been thinking about a lot as I think about like what to post on Instagram. Like, okay, what provides value to people? And it's like, okay, well, things that are attractive to the eye, yes. Things that educate people, but like, to what degree should I be bothering to educate people? Because if the Instagram is promoting my work, then who do I want to see that? Like clients. Like, so I don't really care to educate other creators on that space unless I can bring them over here, because other creators learning from me on Instagram I don't feel like that does a whole lot for you, but it kind of does, because there is, that sense of networking. And if you can build up your network, like I've gotten a lot of jobs from networking. You know what I mean? Like, and I could see that, but I feel like Instagram's such a big, untargeted platform that can you really quantify that and call that? I feel like that's the worst way to go about if you were going to be like, I am going to build a network that can help me get work. I feel like posting informational tips on Instagram is the worst way to do that. I think if you wanted to build a YouTube channel like this where you are teaching people how to do things, then yeah, sure, that's a way to do it. So I guess I'm struggling with that on my own personal Instagram. And then most days I just don't post anything, which is a big mistake. And I think I should stop overthinking it so much and just fire hose stuff out there, see what does well, and then double down on that. It seems like, so it's, there's a saying I like by a guy named Sean McCabe. that you can't steer a parked car, and so the advice is kind of just pick a direction, and then if you're not going to where you want to go, then reroute that GPS. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking. This music's not bad. String Beats by Harris Heller. Some good stuff. Check it out. Running almost out of photos here, but I've also been talking to nobody for a half hour, so I don't know how long you have to hang out. I think the first one of these I did, the first like live stream test, I got like 4 or 5 people to come in and we chit-chatted, and that was fun. But this, no viewers today. Well, next time I'll advertise that I'm actually doing it, and that probably will help. So, but you know, I could talk all day. That's one skill I have. If I could be a professional sit-in to test audio and lights and stuff. How many 6'5" actors are there though? I know a ton. I could be a stand-in for Jason Segel. Is that his name? That's his name. I feel like me and him, every character he plays, when people are like, describe who you would be if it was a character, I'm like, Jason Segel in anything. That's kind of my like personality. It's like equal parts I Love You Man, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Like, it's just equal parts of that. Just smash that together. Whew, here we go. I should do a puppet opera. That sounds awesome, but I am not near a good of the instrumentalist as Mr. Segel is. So it goes. Oh man. This music's good. It's hitting me. It's like, it's generic, but it's like just, it reminds me a lot of like video game music. And that is just kind of like pretty basic, not over the top, just kind of driving. It's some good stuff. I think we're done here. There's 11 more, but they're just like 11 more photos of the same thing. Which I do that a lot sometimes, like towards the end of jobs, where I'm like, I'm not happy with the number of pictures I've taken. Which is, I mean, that's a bad way of doing it, but in my head, I know if I hit numbers, there's like certain numbers I hit where I'm like, if I took this many pictures, I know I got at least this many good ones, you know? And so some people would call that spray and pray, but I don't know, fuck them. That's, because it's not spray and pray. I'm not just shooting nonstop. Like, I am shooting nonstop, but I'm finding moments. I'm looking for opportunities, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It's more of like an education guess. It's less of a carpet bombing and more of like doing a lot of targeted missions, if that makes sense. You know, if you think about it with war terms, because everybody likes to think about stuff in war terms. Because you know, if you carpet bomb stuff, you just get everything. But if you are specifically sending out, like, this is what we're looking for, let's go get it, and then you just make sure you succeed more often than you fail in those opportunities, and you will do pretty good in event photography. That's really it. Just take more pictures. And then also, if you do this for 10 years and you take, so I was there for 4 hours when I took 1,600 photos. That feels like a good number to me. Like, and here we go. I'm sending them 650 photos. Like, that's a good, I feel like, when I see that number, I'm like, whatever they want, I have it. Because it's not just 650 photos of like the same thing. It's 650 photos of different groups of people, different angles, different composition. Like, it might be the same person is in 10 of them, but they might be frame left, frame right, wide, tight. You have those options. And so, like, if somebody needs a photo for a design, I probably have something they can work with. And that's how you stay employable, I think, if you're doing this kind of corporate work. That's my big tip for you, if you've watched this far in the video. Exporting 677 files. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So We're in right at about a half hour, and nobody's joined, which is fine. I'm expecting that I'm probably going to be doing a lot of these streams where nobody joins while I get this YouTube channel off the ground. So if you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching. You're really helping out my view time, and I appreciate the hell out of it. And if you could do me a favor and watch this again, that'd be extra good. Because I need a lot of view time, and right now I don't have a lot of things on the channel that are generating a ton of view time. So I'm working on that, working on bringing people value. Check me out Sunday afternoons. I probably should set a time for it, but my schedule's so weird. But hockey's coming to a close here this next month, and it'll be a lot easier to be like, Sundays at this time, Sunday late afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock Central Time. That's probably when I'll be doing that kind of stuff. So, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. If not, I hope that turns around for you here real soon. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one.